Where have I left my manners? I mean, have you seen them? Hey, we'll be right back with more about why it's important to have manners in the village. Dennis Simpson telling you about how you need to mind your manners in the village. You say, what on earth are you talking about? Southern people are very genteel. And I've just been thinking about this. There's some people that really fit in and others that don't. And you may not even know that you don't fit in yet if you don't. Maybe you do, maybe. But let me give you a criteria. And it took a little while for me to learn. Now, I'm a Southern guy. Born, grew up in Little Rock, the Benton area, Saline County, Alcoa exit, that kind of thing, to be more specific. And I noticed that when you come to the village, the predominant culture, there's a lot of, pardon the term, Yankees, and there's a lot of people who are from other places, but predominantly it's Southern, and predominantly it's extremely genteel. I mean, extremely genteel. And you say, well, will there be a problem when I get there, Dennis? I don't know. Let's do this test. You go to a party and you're invited to a party and you're like, wow, these seem like cool people. I want to be here. I want to go to this party. This ought to be fun. And you go to the party and you walk in and they say, well, Susie does so-and-so and so-and-so. And you go, I met Susie and she's nothing to rave about. I tell you what, Susie's a problem and she just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, Susie's not the issue here. You're the issue. Just think back on this. Because if you're talking bad about Susie and nobody knows Susie quite like you do and you don't know Susie, right? Then how do you know that Susie isn't everybody else's best friend, right? Right? Let me give you the example. So if you go to the party, come in kind of loud and blowing and going, and you never get invited back. See, that's the Southern way. Nobody's going to stand up in your face and put their finger in your face and go, don't you talk bad about Susie, unless they've had too much to drink. But they're not going to do that. They're going to just quietly go, Simpson, jerk, hate Susie, don't invite Susie, don't invite Dennis, line item. Say, well, give me more examples, Dennis. Oh, this is easy. This is easy. These two characters that I'm about to mention, pretty public people in their own way, and you'll see in a minute. And they're not going to mind. I guarantee you they won't mind. As a matter of fact, I guarantee they're going to take this as a compliment. I know they will. Two people. Greg Castile, known as Cowboy. The haircut man does a heck of a job for me. And Mr. Rick Marshall, a realtor and a barber. Really? What do they have in common? Well, first, and I'll just, he's not going to espouse this, and it's not a big deal. It's no secret. But Rick is a conservative Christian from Seattle who was a realtor in Seattle who moved to Puerto Rico to fund a mission and became a missionary on his own, teaching Spanish as a transitional language so that a lot of the Puerto Rican kids could get better jobs. Fantastic idea. Huge heart. Guy's great. Came back to South Arkansas, worked at what we call the orphanage, the Arkansas Children's Home for the Southern Baptist in South Arkansas, and is just a genuinely nice guy. Now, if you talk to him, unless you sat down for several meetings, you would never know what I just told you. And I'm not exposing him. It's not like he's got a secret or anything. There's no secret. But Rick knows completely how to be a Southern gentleman. He's polite. He is considerate. He is, and I say this with love, Rick, he's the golden rule to me. And he challenges me that same way. And it's easy to be good back to somebody who's that good. We have significant business dealings that are right here. Put her there, buddy. I can trust him and he can trust me. Rick will not come into the room and start just hollering bad about somebody. He won't badmouth somebody. He won't just talk them down. He won't do any of that. He'll listen and go, well, I've heard pretty good things about him. If he disagrees, if he doesn't disagree with you, he may just go, yeah, okay. I think our parents, my grandmother called that, what was it? Haven't heard it in a long time. That word, gossip. Yeah, that's what they used to call it. Yeah. They would call it gossip when you would talk about somebody that wasn't in the room and you would talk ill of them. We called that gossip. And my grandmother actually had a great thing to say about that, and that was, if you don't have anything good to say about anybody, then don't say anything. It seems to fit pretty good, doesn't it? I guess it does. Yeah. Now, numero unario tunario. Number 2, Roman numeral B. Greg Castile. Oh my God, cowboy. Now, cowboy, you're going to have to pardon me for the boats coming by. Is it a beautiful evening or what, right? Greg Castile, wonderful, wonderful guy. Grew up in South Arkansas, has done the rodeo tour nonstop. He is the two-time world champion record holder, Guinness Book World Record holder, as the oldest bronc rider alive. Bull rider alive. Let that sink in. Now, he's roughly my age. He's a couple of years younger than me, but he runs Cowboys Barber just outside the gate. Fantastic guy. And I'm going to quote some of the things that Cowboy will tell you. Okay? Now, you walk into Cowboys, and it's a barbershop unlike any other. Hang on. It's a barbershop unlike any other. Sincerely. It has rope and trophies on the wall. It has a bar, a literal bar, and I mean, it is a cowboy bar. The chairs are cowboy chairs. The chairs are antiques. The mirrors are framed in rough, coarse cedar wood. I mean, it's like walking back in time. It's fantastic, and I love him. He's a great guy. The point of the story with Cowboy is he runs a tight ship. And he would tell you he runs a tight ship. He said, tight ship, Dennis, what do you mean? It's a barbershop. He has 250 memberships. When he gets those 250 memberships, that's it. And you have a membership that costs $1, and you get to show up and you get to prove your integrity every month when you say, I'll be there on the 13th, because they only cut hair 15 days a month. So when you say, I'll be there on the 15th, and you don't show up on the 15th, number 1, you don't get a haircut till the end of the month. Number 2, your name goes on a little chalkboard that says, missed hair care appointments. Dennis, Joe, Fred. You say, what are you talking about? I'm really talking about. He actually puts a little chalkboard that writes your name up there. And you say, what does this have to do with manners, Dennis? Because Cowboy will tell you to your face that you can tell somebody about anything you want and tell them that you missed a hair care appointment and you're not in the club anymore because you failed the rules of the club with a smile. As long as you're smiling, you can tell a lot of people a lot of stuff. You're done now. Bye. Bye-bye. See, again, this is the Southern way. I find it interesting, and you might even call it big city, little city. That's me. In a big city, and I've used this analogy too many times, I know, but in a big city, somebody may cut you off and you may honk your horn and flip them off and drive on by and whatever. And why doesn't that happen in the village? Well, in the odd instance, occasionally it does, I'm sure. But why doesn't that happen in the village like a lot? Because we're going to see you tomorrow. If you want to give me a cussing and flip me off and try and drive me off the road, and then tomorrow morning we're at breakfast together at the men's club, it's going to be awkward. Awkward. My point here is that there's different rules in the village. Now, they don't hand out a copy when you walk in the door. But I tell you what, I'm going to mention somebody else because she is fantastic. Christy Bennett. Christy Bennett knows the rules. She goes by the rules. She's not a Southern gentleman. She's a very Southern lady. She is polite. She is considerate. I have, through my THA dealings, through my business dealings, through the show that we do here, I've had several moments where, not conflict with Christy ever, but where I need to talk to Christy and I'm like, Christy, how are we going to handle this tenant that is truly dementiated, I guess you would say. How are we going to address these issues? What are we going to do? And it's always with Christian love and grace. And she'll say, well, we'll do a welfare check. We'll check on them and make sure they're okay. Or we're going to go check and see, or, we need to call the county, or she's always got a resource. She's always got a resource. And it's with love, and it treats with dignity, and it has grace. As opposed to big city ways. Oh, Dennis, big city ways. What do you mean? You're going to do this and you'll do it now. See, that's what we call a directive. And if you want to not be invited back to the party, start with your directives again. That'll only get you right there. Hang on, boy, it looks like it's virtually a Grand Central Station. No, it's really not. That said, but that's the kind of activity, and that's frankly the kind of attitude. When I started wanting to come to the village 25 years ago, 26, 28 years ago, it caused a lot of conflict in my relationship, caused a lot of conflict in my business. At the time, I really wanted to move out here. This was wonderful. And people would ask me, what's so great about it? It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's quiet, it's the people. And I'm not exaggerating at all. It is the people. What's so special about the people, Dennis? All the adults live here. Yeah, not just the crotchety old folks. The adults. The adults that walk in the room and hear somebody cussing somebody else and go, okay. Who hear somebody come in and start pointing their finger and telling people what they're going to do. Not the right way in the village. I think I would suggest probably asking if they would help. Hey, listen, Dennis, would you help us with so-and-so and so-and-so? Man, you will not believe how much further down the road that will get you rather than a directive or a order. Yeah. So it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but it's kind of very, very serious. And that is, you really have to be nice in the village. If you want to have a great experience in the village, be nice. I mean, of course, that should fit with any place. The problem is that in big cities or other more congested areas and more fast-paced areas, if you don't run into that person again, if you don't have that conflict again, so what? You won't meet them again. No big deal. If you do meet them again, because there's only 18,000 people in the town, and 26,000 acres seems like a huge place, and it is, until you start pissing people off. Now, if you'll notice, I mentioned Rick, who I think the world of, great guy, cowboy that I love. He is a role model in how to work with people. He's fantastic. And he's an incredible barber and just happens to be the world's oldest bull rider twice. Yeah. And in his spare time, he makes Conestoga wagons. Christy Bennett, who I'm not going to disclose, well, you could triangulate it. You could cipher it. One of the things that Christy and I have in common is we have the same car. Her husband got her one for her birthday. And so when we see each other on the road, it's like, hey. And there's a lot of smiles. There's a lot of smiles. There's a lot of thank yous. That's a big one. There's a lot of would you mind? There's a lot of if you don't mind. There's a lot of can you help us? And that works. That works in the village. That works in the South. If you want to bring your big city ways, okay. But, and this is not a threat. It's not a omen. It's not a what else, but it will cost you. It will cost you. I tell you what, I'm going to give you the last part here. I'm going to give you the 3 truths that I know about being in the village, okay, that you won't learn anywhere else. Number 1, when you show up 5 minutes early to a meeting in the village, you're still considered late. I mean it. They like you to be early, which could be a conflict with me if those of you that know my schedule know how that works. Number 2, you have to be nice. You really do. There should be a sign at the gate that says, park your attitude. What I haven't mentioned is that I have about 4 or 5 people that are on the you don't want to be that person list. They came here, they complain about a lot of stuff, they complain about a lot of people, they have a foul word for just about most people. They're difficult, they're coarse, they're abrasive. And yeah, that would be difficult in the big city. It'd be difficult anywhere. It's really difficult here. It can make it very, very hard on yourself. So don't do that. Don't do that. And number 3, and Jason Temple, our former engineer, told me this one. And I've ruminated on this one a long time. He said he was in a board meeting and a guy was just really mad at him, because he wasn't going to do something with the engineering, with the water system or the roads or the whatever. I don't know. He didn't go into that. And Jason Temple was our former engineer. He was our public works manager. A great guy. And by the way, let me add one more thing. Ken Unger, I've got a significant lawsuit against the POA, and Ken and I have never had a foul word. Never. He says, please, I say, please, we're gentlemen. We disagree. And I've even told him to his face, I don't think you can do that. And he'll just kind of shrug and go, well, I think we can. Okay, we disagree. But I don't hate him. I like him, actually. He's a heck of a guy. Back to Jason's story real quick. Jason said one of the board members pulled him over to the side later after that, and he said, I need to tell you something, Jason. He said, yeah, sure, tell me, because Jason's a Southern gentleman. He said, the reason that guy got so mad is that he worked all his life to retire. And he may have 15 years, he may have 25 years here. And he may have spent half of those already. But you just cost him one of his days, and he's not happy with you. Well, you see, as a guy who is the president of the Townhome Owners Association, 944 of you across the lake and all over Hot Springs Village, the POA is the large organization that covers all 34,283 lots. The THA only covers townhouses, but there's 944 of them. So in essence, we're about 10% of the houses in the village-ish, give or take, something like that. But when one of my decisions aggravates somebody like that, I go back to that comment, and I think long and hard on that. And I realize that, yeah, I cost them one of their days. Well, frankly, I burned one of my own too, if you know what I mean. I don't want to cost you a day. I don't want to burn one of your days. Frankly, 18 minutes and 39 seconds worth of video here, I don't want to burn your half hour. I want you to enjoy this behind me, have a little bit of understanding of what it's like to move to the village and what the personalities are involved, and how you too can have, and I say this with half a tear in my eye, an exceptional life in the village. It's not about money, I promise you. No puede rico, but rico puede. I did that poorly. I am not a rich person, but I have a rich life, a very rich life. Trust me, if it were not for the good graces of the dear Lord above, I wouldn't be sitting talking to you from a deck overlooking the lake. I promise. This was hard fought, hard won, and it is the Lord's blessings by far and away. That said, I'd be just as happy on the end of a remote cul-de-sac watching the deer come up in the backyard. That would make me happy too. And it does. Oh, a couple of storylines real quick, and I'll let you go. We'll catch you on the next side. About a month ago, Diane and I came home, and there were 4 little bitty fox kits in the front yard in the street playing. And when the headlights came around, they just scrambled. They didn't know where to go. And they ran and hid in the culvert ditch across the street. Well, we've been on vacation the last week or so, and I didn't know what happened to them. We left some food out, and I knew the neighbors had been doing that too. Foxes are a fabulous animal to have around you, a fabulous animal. Rodents, snakes, yeah, the frogs, they clean they're part of God's ecosystem, so leave them be, okay? But we had pictures, I'll put them up here at the end. We have pictures of the older kids, and I thought they were cute when they were, I don't know, a month old. They're probably 2 months old or 6 to 8 weeks now. Oh, they could not be any cuter. And last night I went out to mess with Scraps, our dog, and as I went out, I held the flashlight back out that way, and when I did, I saw these eyes looking back down at me with these ears just like this. And that's the mama. And she just was hanging out in the driveway watching her kids who are living down in the culvert, so she's making sure nobody gets to them. That's a piece of life here in the village. And wildlife is a big piece of life here in the village that we just take for granted. I'll show you here in just a moment. Here, I'll tell you what I'll show you. Let me do it that way. See right down there? See right down there over on that side? Way back over there? Yeah. We have an Airbnb downstairs that we rent out. And there was a lady down there who sent me a video of I think it was a 38 or 40 degree morning, and there was a deer, a 10-point deer, 5 points on each side, big buck. And he had just come out of that 38 to 40 degree water, and steam was boiling off of him. He was a big boy. He was 120 if he was a dime. And she was concerned that he was sick or there was a problem or whatever. No. He was on that side of the lake, and he wanted to be on this side of the lake, so he swam it. Just like last year when the bear did the same thing going that way on the other side. Just like when the bald eagle hangs out in the lake, the island right here behind us, and comes down and get what I call sushi to go, and gets him a fish and goes back on out the other side of the village. And just like, I'm going to make some of y'all nervous. I'll send the pictures. I'll put them up here too. We're about to do a show on wildlife is what I'm getting to. Yesterday, I had a 2.5 foot long, reddish, copper looking, diamond pattern snake on the top. And he was laying right down here on the dock. And he is fat. And he's a banded water snake. He does not have a triangular head. He doesn't have a viper head. He's not poisonous. He's a big old boy. And he's enough to make you wet your drawers. I could tell that story someday soon too. But we have wildlife, and that's, I don't know. I think wildlife and being more laid back and easygoing and live and let live. You know what I mean? I didn't want to kill the snake. I still don't want to kill the snake. If I have to, I'll put out chemicals to scare him off or something that will not affect the lake. But I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you my story, and I'll let you go. Right down here below you is a boat dock. And we had a 2-stroke boat down there a while back. Our other one is over at the other place now. And I went out. Diane and I were out in the middle of the lake, and we were puttering around, and it was a warm summer evening. I mean, the water felt like hot tub water, or hot bathtub water. Oh, it was wonderful. We were just swimming around, just lounging in the lake, and had the radio going, and it was what? So, not being very bright apparently, I got up, got on the boat. Dusk. I mean, you couldn't hardly see anything. It was late. It was late. It was 9 o'clock, probably 8:45. Put my hand on the key. Uh-oh. That's what means. It means your battery is dead, because they go about every 2 years on a boat. They don't last so long. So I thought, well, okay. I called a buddy. He came and towed us. He literally dropped us off as we were going by. And I didn't do anything about it that day. I thought, okay, this was like a Sunday night. And I thought, I'll go get a battery. So Tuesday, went and got a battery, pulled this one out, took that one back up to Walmart, grabbed the other one, came back down, and there's a little plastic tray that it sits on so it doesn't corrode the boat and get the acid on anything. And I pushed it down on the tray, and the tray wasn't sitting level. I pushed it down on the tray, and it wouldn't set level. I'm like, what the devil? And last time I crammed it back down on there, and it just bounced. It kind of moved, and I'm like, what the heck is underneath here? I grabbed that tray and pulled it up, and a 3-foot-long banded water snake leapt out of there, past me, hit the water, and went on down the lake. After I cleaned my drawers, I noted that the next time I'll be more careful before I slam a battery on top of a little plastic plate on the lake, on a boat. From the beautiful shores of Lake DeSoto, from the genteel, polite, and don't delay, call Janae. Janae Cook, Taylor Realty, 501-617-9747. Whether you're buying, selling, or just considering. Oh, we don't need a realtor yet. Yes, you do. Don't delay. Call Janae. 501-617-9747.
Hot Springs Village Venues is brought to you by KVRE at 92.9 and streaming worldwide on iHeartRadio. KVRE is your family-owned local hometown radio station, so be sure and tune in for live local programming, news, sports, and information every day at 92.9. HSV Radio. HSV Radio is heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or streaming on any of the major platforms. Hot Springs Village Radio is an eclectic mix of music, motivation, great music history, and Saturday morning fun. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m., 92.9. And brought to you by the Hot Springs Village Voice, Hot Springs Village only newspaper, also serving all of Saline and Garland County. Your local newspaper for local events. No one else has more local news than the Hot Springs Village Voice about the Hot Springs Village area. Sign up today at hsvvoice.com or call 501-623-6397. Again, that's 501-623-6397. Located at 3576 North Highway 7 in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, just in front of Walmart. Brought to you by Gotta Go Vacations. www.gottagovacations.com. Troy Woods and Patrick Cunningham at 501-204-4805 can help you with any of your travel needs. Patrick and Troy have been airline stewards for decades, and their experience and their travel can serve you well. GottaGoVacations.com, again, that's GottaGoVacations.com, can help you book the perfect tour for you, whether it's a riverboat cruise up the Mississippi or the Rhine. These guys are who you need to call. 501-204-4805. Troy or Patrick, 501-204-4805. GottaGoVacations.com. D&D Village Properties. Hot Springs Village only short-term rental with over 2,100 five-star reviews. All properties are lakefront. They include complimentary kayaks, hot tub, pet-friendly, and a stunning view of the lake. Visit DD Village Prop today for your vacation getaway.